Overall, I'm proud to be transgender and to be living in my truth. However, I just thought about the fact that sometimes I just don't want to talk about being transgender. Sometimes it's just it's just difficult. It's just crazy the way that everybody has their own perspective and their own experience, like their soul has their own experience. It's crazy to me. It's awesome, but it's also mind-boggling to say the least. I grew up thinking that there's just boy or girl and that's it, and it was always so frustrating to me. It didn't make any sense. And then you come to find years and years and years later that many different cultures and of people and groups and tribes and countries and belief systems and all these things, that there were, have, and are people that do not just see the gender binary spectrum of male and female. They see and they recognize multiple, more than even 2 or 3. And sometimes I'm learning with certain Native American tribes 5. And what also blows my mind is how easily a human being, including myself, can and has been brainwashed, manipulated. And our brains, our thoughts, is very powerful. And when we believe something, because it's all we've been told, and it's what surrounds us, then that becomes our reality. But when we start separating ourselves from that, and we start ridding ourselves of old beliefs, we start bringing in new ones that are perhaps more positive. That's the goal, right? That's my goal. I've been learning a lot about ridding myself of old beliefs, old belief systems, BS systems. They say that sometimes spiritual work and clearing, your third eye can be a bad thing or painful. From my experience, if I had to look at myself from the outside, I'd say that I'm somewhere in the middle, maybe, close to the middle. It's been an overall 7 years, and it was like a slow trickle of the awakening process for me. It started with studying the foods in the U.S. Agricultural system, just all the GMOs. Went into conspiracy theories, and which I find most of them to be truth. Not all of them. I don't know. It all depends. But I'm not here to talk about that. That was something I learned is because luckily I got into researching and studying energy and what energy actually is, how we are energy, and how everything is pretty much energy. And that's just the thing, is what I learned is what we focus on. It really becomes our reality, so to say. If I'm focusing on a lot of negative conspiracy theories or things that are going on in this current world, on this planet Earth, that are negative, I'm not saying that all these negative things are going to happen to me or anything like that. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. What I mean by that is if I just keep taking in all this negativity about stuff going on in the world, then I'm going to feel pretty negative all the time. I'm going to be pretty angry. And that was something I learned with energy and energy healing. I still struggle with what I place my focus on. I'm still learning how to do that. And a big reason why people will warn you about opening your third eye and how the awakening Kundalini process is painful and some people might even try to detour you from doing it. It's something that only you will know if it's right for you. That's how I feel about it. If you feel this calling in your gut and your soul, and you got to do what you got to do. My personal opinion, what I have experienced so far with the bad parts of it, the thing is if I'm understanding this correctly, when we go to release a lot of our baggage, our toxicity, the negative aspects and traits that we carry, that our soul carries, when we go to do the awakening process and we work on our souls and we meditate and we ask for assistance, help to release all this crap, pretty much. It's like you have to, for me, it's like I had to feel it. I felt things about a month ago. This went on for a few days, and I felt almost spiritually attacked. I don't think I was, though. I think it was a lot of my own crap coming up, and I was dealing with my own ego. Oh, and it was weird. It was stuff I hadn't felt in years, some of it. It was bizarre. I haven't felt something like that since since I can remember. And I'd say my true awakening process started in fall of 2015 after a summer 2015 serious accident where I'm very lucky to be alive, and there was a moment of unconsciousness and I didn't see it. It was dark. It was like I was in the midst of the accident, and then I believe by the grace of God and the angels watching over me and protecting me that I'm still alive, because it was a really gnarly, terrible accident. I was on a little scooter and was hit by a van going about 40 miles an hour, blowing through a red light. So I hit my body, and I'm lucky that I can, not only that I'm alive, but that I can walk and talk and move and play guitar, and I'm in chronic pain every day. The thing is, though, this whole awakening process started while I was on bed rest. I felt this massive amount of gratitude. I felt this massive, I'd say my biggest part of the awakening process, Kundalini, that I personally felt was while I was on bed rest in 2015. I felt this immense amount of gratitude. And I've been in some other bad accidents too. I'm very lucky. I've really taken it too far many times in life. I digress. So on bed rest, I would cry sometimes, like joyful tears, realizing I'm alive. I remember being rolled out to the sunshine in the front yard in my wheelchair, and I couldn't move. My legs had to be propped up. And I was smoking cigarettes and vaping cigarettes and smoking weed, and just like I had not meditated yet in my life. All my breathing was going into smoking and anxiety. But it was a start. It's all got to start somewhere. I was out there smoking and taking in the sunshine, and then I would just feel, and listening to Bob Marley. I was listening to Bob Marley. I'll have to remember there was a specific, it was Positive Vibrations. I was listening to that on YouTube over and over and over again. It still makes me feel really happy. That kind of music has a specific vibration and energy to it as well. A lot of the reggae. That's why you probably feel very chill and relaxed and happy when you listen to reggae, perhaps. Most people do. Some people hate it. I don't know. I love it. But a lot of it is attuned to the 428 hertz, 528. Actually, I think it's 432, 528. Doesn't matter right now. It's not what I'm even supposed to be talking about. What am I even talking about? Spiritual awakenings. That's when it really started for me. And then after 3 months of being on bed rest, I had some really serious stuff go down. Serious stuff. Let's just say I went out to California and I felt the calling to go. And I had a friend who we had been planning for me to go for months anyway, and I was on bed rest, so once I was able to go, I just wanted to go. And I went, and it forever positively changed my life. I miss my family every day. My grandma, my cousins, my mom, my dad, my brothers. I also feel like I'm on a journey and this is a part of it. And that I can be the best version of myself for them. That's important. And I felt like I had to spread my wings and grow. And I'm grateful to be here.